And so the journey begins to build my dream theme park in Planet Coaster 2. With no script, all heart, and maybe some creative chaos, but grounded in realism. I chose the temperate biome, and we're gonna play on hard difficulty, so we'll be working with cash, and Parkio is just a standing name until we find something better. I'm Gilgot Gaming, and let's get into building the best theme park in the world. And here we are in our beautiful temperate park. Yes, I know, I'm a basic hoe. I like my not too cold, not too warm. My oranges, yellows and reds are my trees. I'm just gonna try and figure out some of the tools, cause I'm not that, I would say, pro at this game. I've only played it like 4 times. I'm giving it another chance. This is my 4th time, if I can put it that way. So yeah, just figuring out the tools. I just want to like have some layout and looking at our area. Might use those features in the future. So yeah, I was thinking our first area is gonna be Viking inspired. Here I'm just trying to create some kind of curvy road because I want to make this like a natural path in the future where our people can walk through to get to the Viking park that I think I'm gonna call Midgard. And I would only later learn that there is a specialized tool that you can get roads to go like at an angle. But nonetheless, we'll worry about that at a later time. Now I'm gonna start and build like a pond because I want a water feature, and I don't know why this is the first one I'm doing, but just bear with me. I promise you it's gonna get cool. I'm gonna build awesome rides and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, let's just get the sun in a better place. I don't know why I didn't do that in the beginning, but here we are. I for some reason put it on 10. I don't know, something's wrong with me. I'm mentally ill. But yeah, I'm just gonna put some mountain in, diversify this absolutely sad landscape. Yeah, and I'm taking the pool terrain tool into the little lake pond thing because sometimes you can see it underneath the water and it's really cool. It's like really cool effect. But yeah, we're just sculpting out, and eventually I will take some swatches and do some terraining. I was thinking of natural water because we don't want the water to move fast because it's like a pond. So yeah, it's not like it's flowing like a river or anything. Yeah, just scoping out the area, seeing if I like it. Looks decent. But yeah, this isn't its final form. We will definitely be doing more editing very later on though. But as anything can change, nothing is set in stone. So we can always change. I was even thinking of making like role-playing different like a theme park company, and then it goes bankrupt and another one takes over and changes a few things. We can really go far with this. So you guys need to let me know. And you also need to let me know if you enjoy seeing the entire creative process like this, because I do speed it up because otherwise it's going to take forever. So yeah, here I start to put in the mud and stuff. But yeah, what I wanted to say is if you want to see the entire creative process, or should I do even more editing? But yeah, and I feel like the game really lacks when it comes to its terrain swatches. It's not like there's not like a river, you know, even for this Planet Coaster is supposed to be focused heavily on water because of the water parks and all those kind of things. But yeah, they don't have like river or lake terrain swatches, which is really sad. Yeah, something they can definitely add in a free update, mind you. Adding some rocks. I guess there's moss that we can like overlay on the rocks, but yeah, that's a worry for another time. But yeah, just giving some life to like, I don't know why I wanted like pond. I don't know why I wanted to do this. I think I was just not happy with the flat terrain and just wanted to do something. But this is sort of my tutorial to get like reacquainted with the tools of the game. I hate this game's UI, or I just can't work with it really well. I'm super slow with it. I feel like I didn't have this problem in Planet Coaster 1, but yeah, they'll probably eventually, hopefully fix it. I feel like they should separate console and PC controls completely. So yeah, I'm just putting on a bridge like for our peoples to walk over and doing the fencing. Yeah, I'm gonna add back some fences because I feel like that will be a liability when the kids fall off on the side into the pond full of crocodiles, get chowed up. I think we might get some legal issues, you know. I don't know if Vikings knew what crocodiles were, but it's fine. Oh no, they do. They actually traveled quite far. They traveled all the way to Eastern Rome, like Byzantium. Here I am pulling out the earth. I'm gonna make like a plateau because I wanted our first ride to be like on a hill, but the tools don't really help with that, or I just need to get better at it. Like I do need to learn the game and I will improve. Like the smoothing tool really doesn't work for me, and you'll see I'm gonna try out some of the tools. It's just like, yeah, no, that's not, that's not what I want at all. Nope. Ugly, disastrous. And the smoothing tool, no. I want it to be like a hill, not technically a plateau, but so I went with the plateau idea. Gonna fill it up with rocks. So yeah, and not that kind of rock, the other kind of rock. You'll see. But yeah, it's definitely things I can also improve. And let's check out the rides. Yeah, so I felt like this is gonna be a Viking area. We're gonna call it probably Midgard. So yeah, Midgard is like the human realm, and I felt like this hyperspin was not the style I was going for. But when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, perfect, because I remember there were like windmill parts in the scenery theme for the Vikings. So yeah, I can turn this into like a windmill. So yeah, this is gonna be the transformation of the Skelter, something like that, the thing's name. the circus slide, the down twirl slide, the big sliders, the big chungus sliders, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So we're gonna turn that into a windmill. Here I just want to see perspective, because I want to build in a way, if you walk down that road, that you will always be able to see the windmill. Yeah, it's like a feature of the area. Albeit probably the most boring ride in existence in a theme park, but hey. Just gonna add entrances. I'm gonna add an entrance right in front of the stairs because that makes most sense, so they can get on as quickly as possible, so that we can rotate people out. And I want the the exit at the back, so that, you know, we don't clog up the road even more, and so we can maybe funnel them to other rides or areas. So yeah, I'm trying to create like a natural kind of path. You'll see what I mean by natural path. And we're gonna bring up the terrain and make it like an invisible path, essentially, so like a rural area. That's what I want to go for, a rural area. But yeah, I would only later figure out that there's an easier way to bring up the terrain to the road. But you'll see, I'll discover that. So I'm just putting it up randomly now and just hoping it's gonna work, but it's gonna look shy butt. And then, yeah, it's just gonna be sad, but I'll fix it, so don't worry. But yeah, I would like to see more terrain tools in the future. And more variation in the queue path, definitely. The queue path is not even my biggest issue, because this is a future issue. It's the staff path is horrible. I can't make it invisible or anything. It's bright, it stands out, and I, in a way, don't want to use it at all. But I sort of have to ensure people don't go down where I don't want them to go, because that's how stuff works in real life. And I'm gonna try to make this park realistic, as we're playing on a challenge mode, but I'm not gonna try and make it like uber realistic. So yeah, I did disable a lot of collision things, so it makes it a bit easier. So here I discovered, oh, I can just raise it to the path. Wow, magic. It's trying to make this acceptably beautiful. It's looking sad, but don't worry, we'll get there. And here I tried to work with railings, and then I would discover I can't add railings to an invisible path. only curbs, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. So yeah. No, you can't add railings. You can't. So yeah, I'm still struggling here. It's very sad. I'm descending into madness. Later, I finally just abandoned the idea, and I'm gonna go on to what I'm very, I would say, I would like to believe I'm good at is nature stuff, like naturizing an area. Yeah, and I do like the nature regions and stuff, but it's still very lacking. I just feel the content is so little when it comes to the actual creativity part. So yeah, I'm just gonna make like a cliff face and put a bunch of rocks and go game dev mode, where I just rotate the rocks in all kind of different ways. And I know there's a random like rotate feature but for some reason I don't use it on the rocks, and I don't know why. But I would like, because I just like the control to a certain extent, I would like if you can like still keep them in the move tool and not like in the advanced move tool, but just like in a normal move tool, like you're seeing I'm moving them now. I just added a path so that I know where it is. So yeah, that's why it's horribly ugly. It hurts my eyes. But anyway, it's just a concern with the road, so that I don't put too many rocks in a road where someone stumps their toe and it's the end of the world, and they're like, why has the world cursed me so? Why is my toe broken? The pain is insufferable, and they go into their villain arc, and eventually it ends up in a genocide or some crap. I don't know. Who knows? It might just be the catalyst for someone psychopathic. So yeah, or a lawsuit. Who knows? But yeah, what I was gonna say is, because I sort of got off track now, I would like to rotate it in move tool in different directions without going to advanced move, like pressing a button or something that we can rotate it in different axes. But yeah, it's just because if you rotate it in the advanced move on one of the different axes, it rotates very strangely in the move tool, and I don't like that. So yeah, but I can live with it. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue on placing rocks. Very entertaining. I hope you enjoy this. I've had someone tell me that they like me decorating things. So yeah, there I was interrupted. I think the doggo was scratching on the door, and I opened up for them. Poor doggo. Yeah, it's just the rotating and all that kind of things. I see the terrain like on the rocks move, like the texture, that's what I mean. And I was wondering if I come with a different terrain swatch on the rocks, if it will change, but I won't be doing that for quite a while. I did notice it, but I'm so in my creative area that I kind of forget to do these things. And yeah, so that's why I'm doing, if you didn't notice. I hope you did, because otherwise I think you should probably go for a brain scan. I'm gonna be honest, this is a voiceover because I get too into the creative mood and go completely quiet, and I'm trying to think and I take my time, and I don't think that's gonna be, otherwise this is gonna be a 11-hour video, and I don't think no one wants to watch that. If you hear any weird sounds, that's coming from the dogs that are at the moment sleeping and snoring. So yeah, here I'm building out the exit path because I want it to be like the entrance path in a way. We want our people to walk because, yeah, walking is just a tradition in a theme park. Keep you as long as possible and to ride as few rides as possible, of course. My goal, I was just like, oh, finally, I put it at 12. Finally, I'm not a psycho anymore. Anyway, what I wanted to say was, my idea for the park is to make it like a Disney World kind of thing, local park even, where I'm from, where I don't want you to pay individually for rides, but rather like a big upfront payment at the gate. And for, like small to mid-high priced rides, like how expensive they were, we can make those free. And like the super expensive ride that we won't probably make our money back up very easily, I think we can then make that one cost something. But I want to keep the rest free. I want to keep bathrooms free, because charging for bathrooms in a place that you paid for is just evil. It's just satanistic. It's just bloody evil. I understand a public bathroom, if they have like employees and you didn't pay to get into that place, like wherever it is, like say now you pay an entrance to the public park, then that should include the toilet price as well, not pay individually for the toilet. That's just evil. But if it's just a toilet in a random area and you have to pay like a few cents or something, and it pays so much wage to keep that place clean, then I'm all for that. That's fine. But yeah, we're not gonna be that greedy. We're gonna be I want to make money. I love money, but I would like to also have some moral standards, But in any case, please do subscribe. I would love to make money off my videos, as I'm busy with a lot of things. Like I'm playing other games, I am doing a horrible animation for another channel, and I'm also developing my own indie horror game. So yeah, I'm quite busy and swamped, so I would appreciate any support very much. And if that's a subscribe, thank you so much. I do appreciate it, because it would be awesome to monetize the channel. Even though I'm a very small channel, I'm sort of new at this, but I hope you guys will come with me on this journey and help me. How can I put it? Temper the steel. So yeah. Now we're just for a while now, because I'm just babbling on, we finally added some fauna to our geology. I think that's the study of rocks, or something to do with rocks. So yeah, the flora, oh my goodness, the flora. I would love to add fauna, but there is no fauna. Anyway, flora, it's, yeah, like I said, the region areas, they're nice selections, but they feel very barren, just as the scenery themes very barren. It feels like your creativity is extreme stuff. Just having access to 4 different kind of bushes, and they're just very different kinds, like species. Just 4. I feel like it's super sad. I want more, and I want them to update the current themes after they add a medieval theme, that they definitely should do, and for free, because God knows only why they only chose to add the themes they did. I don't know why, because yeah, it's bad. It was bad, but luckily they added now Western and sci-fi. That's why I returned for update 5, I believe, trying to give it another shot. I'd say I'm enjoying it, but it's more like I'm enjoying it because I'm making it for you guys than I would enjoy it individually, but maybe that will change. But going on my rant further, I would like them to improve the themes that I do have, because even though the Viking theme is cool and all, there's so little. It's like you build one building and you've essentially used everything. you know, it's like two different kinds of statues. One kind of big statue, yeah, and only like two different kind of textured walls. No, it's not good, you know, not good. Add more, and don't put it behind a paywall. You need to build goodwill. Okay, yeah, so we're just continuing on populating the area with flora, with plants. I always like just sprucing the place up with a bunch of plants. That's my signature. I'm gonna create like a, how can I put it, a resting area for parents or people that do not like to go on rides, to just chill and wait for their kids. But I want to make it nice for them as well, like a really nice resting place, like between the rocks and the nature, because not everyone is about the rides. Like my mom, if we went into these kind of places, she's not about it at all, even though she's like the, how can I put it, she kills all the insects and spiders in the house, and she's not afraid of anything but a little drop, the tiniest drop, that's got her on edge. So yeah, because I want it just to be a park of rides, but like a place that you can actually come to and chill and drink a beer or a cocktail while basking in the sun somewhat, with a nice umbrella, surrounded by nature and sounds of people having fun. No, it's about the experience of it all than just the rides itself. So yeah, we're adding the rest of the place. And what feature I do like that they did add to the game finally, that wasn't in Planet Coaster 1, is to be able to make plazas. Big win, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the path tools. I think they can be way more intuitive and way more freeform than what we're allowed, especially this one I just used, where I draw. It snaps a lot and I can't not tell it to snap, and it's always set to a certain length. I don't know, you can't go shorter than a certain length, which I find is very limiting. Yeah, so here I thought I want to add like a feature, because I don't know, it just felt like I needed to add something there. So I'm gonna decide to go with like a totem that has fire on top, that just gives a bit more Vikingness, I would say. But yeah, as soon as I figure out how the filter system works. Still struggling with that. But yeah, I finally put it down, and I think it's a nice addition. But like, everything is subject to change, of course. And the park is closed, so we're just designing the park, and our money is going. I think we started with 50,000, already down to 47,000 mullah. So yeah, and I will eventually learn how to align stuff better and make more beautiful things. But yeah, you're just gonna have to suffer if something is off center. It's just what it is. Just ignore it. It can't hurt you, I promise. I think. I'm not a licensed medical professional for mental health, so take everything I say with a shit ton of salt. Yeah, I had some reason I had trouble finding that thing called small fire. What I really hate is it has the scaling tool, which I think the previous game didn't really have that much of. But for some reason the special effects don't have a scaling. I thought that would be one of the easier things to scale. No. Because it's just a particle effect. I guess it depends on how their system is built, right? Even if it's particle effects, I don't know. But yeah, we're just gonna add some clutter, like barrels and stuff. Make them different colors. I love the color swatches. I think the other game had that as well. But this one I think is a bit more advanced. Like here I used the scaling tool. I would love to use it on the effects. I wanted to add runes through the entire park. because it's Viking. Their language is Runic, the Norse. But yeah, it just doesn't fit in. But don't worry, I will find a use for these rocks in another place. That will be very awesome, but that's for a future video. So stay tuned, of course. And you're like wondering, when are we building this windmill? Don't worry, we'll get to it. First, we must beautify the surrounding area. And while we're beautifying the surrounding area, I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking, what am I gonna do? And while I, scroll through all the Viking stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, I can definitely use that and that. Here I go back to the temperate and add more, I guess, just foliage, just noise to what otherwise is very uninteresting ground. There's not even grass. I have to say, considering everything, the game is running well. I think it definitely runs better than the first game. So yeah, I saved there. I should probably cut that out, but I didn't. I'm lazy. Just live with it. You're not gonna die, I promise. You're probably sleeping by now. Shh, it's okay. Safe screen can't hurt you. Okay, anyway, here I'm adding said things for people to sit and wait for their kids to play, or people that just don't like the thrill of the rides, just having a chill time. But they're gonna definitely have to do a walk to get their beer, because I have no idea where I'm gonna put the shops. I do have sort of a layout in my head that I want to eventually build, like a kind of fjord. The Norwegian fjords, very beautiful. Go look them up. Amazing, beautiful. I would love to one day go see them in person. But yeah. So I want to build a fjord and like a fishing village area that I think I have most of the shops and eating places for the Midgard region, or Midgard area of the theme park. Yeah, I for some reason chosen god awful ugly blue color, but I will be eventually changing that and then I figured out when I click on something, it doesn't actually reset when you put the reset button, because that's not a reset button. I think it's like a copy button, but it also doesn't work. I will eventually change these colors of these umbrellas, so yeah, because they don't fit at all. And I will eventually also, I think, take the umbrellas a bit lower on those things, because I think it's too high there. But yeah, don't worry about that. We're finally gonna tackle the slide and finally make our first ride completely themed. Though I will be having some issues finding a good color, but we will get there eventually. I will be changing the color later on as well, because you'll see I'll have a disgustingly shameful color scheme. So please don't hurt me. Be nice in the comments, or not. I don't really care. We can fight it out. But yeah, don't worry, I'll fix it. I promise. Eventually. So now we're just gonna add some shields and stuff like that to Vikingify it. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't theme this thing as much as I could, because I'm gonna be honest, I already played like 11 hours, and in those 11 hours when I started doing the themes of other things, other rides and stuff, I discovered quite a few interesting things. So I will be definitely coming back to this ride eventually, when we make money in the parks open, or the other theme park owners go bankrupt or sell or whatever. Definitely gonna come and change this thing and make it even more themed, like a re-establishment of the ride when it has outlived its first introduction, and the second introduction will make more interesting. So just adding little tiny windows. I think I do kind of like the windows on the tower. but I'm gonna keep them low and not on top because there's not a lot of space there. And yeah, and I had these little Viking characters, which could actually be used for like a bathroom sign, but for some reason I won't be noticing that for quite a while. So excuse my absolute brain deadness sometimes, but neither here or there. You do not have to worry about it. Now I want to like kind of beam the fencing, I think, because those bars are ugly and I can't remove them. So I eventually figure out a way to cover them up. And something was wrong. For some reason I couldn't find a normal building walls and stuff, because I think I just did something wrong. I don't know what it is, but I would eventually later on find them, so don't worry. But yeah, it's just gonna have to suffer through me going through the entire catalog, but at least you can see what's there and what's not there. Yeah, and here I finally start experimenting and building our little stone wall for our soon-to-be windmill, and then I just destroy everything. You can just believe my frustrations. I'm screaming like a mad person, but I'm not gonna recreate that. You can just imagine it in your head how I'm fuming at the mouth, how the foam is just dropping like I have some kind of rabies disease, zombie stricken disease. That took me quite a while just to get that wall. You see why I sped things up? It'd be crazy. But yeah, let's add the phallic shaped rock to the our beautiful stone walls that are definitely stone and not styrofoam. By the way, sorry if I sometimes don't make sense, or I say weird things or pronounce things wrongly. I am not a native English speaker, and funny enough, I don't have a lot of people to talk to in English as well, so my English degrades somewhat, even though I consume a lot of English media. I don't know. I just sometimes suck at the language, and other times I'm really good at it. I don't know why. I know a lot of big words, and then I forget them when I'm in, like in the spotlight. And sometimes I do have trouble expressing myself correctly, when it comes to like emotions. There, I noticed the little blue thing. You gotta hide that. Gotta hide the fake reality. But yeah, so sorry for that. Hope it isn't too bad. Yeah, this is gonna be for quite a while. We're just building out the walls. Yeah, I would eventually learn the duplicate everything tool. And I completely forgot you can like use a symmetry tool that copies it to the other side. And I wouldn't figure this out like until, like, how can I put it? Maybe 11 hours into playing. So yeah, it's probably very frustrating for you to watch. Sorry. Not sorry. Because I had to suffer through this. So don't like act like you're having the worst brunt of it. I am. And you're just gonna, just suffer with me. Suffer with me in solidarity. my fellow brothers and sisters. With that said, I would love any tips you guys can give me on the game if you do play it, and anything you can give me to help me improve my YouTube channel. I'm always open to criticism. I'm not a little how can I put it? I'm not a little biatch. So yeah, tell me when you think I should change things and what you guys like, because that is one of the reasons I am doing this, is to be entertaining. So yeah, though I will listen to most criticisms, but I will only do it to the extent where I'm still happy and actually enjoying doing what I'm doing, you know. So don't expect 180, but definitely improvements. And you, how can I put it? You, okay, let's put it 1930s to 45 German grammars to correct me on my speech. You're more than welcome to. I try to not use the N-word, and not that N-word, the other N-word, because I don't know what YouTube is gonna do. So yeah, I've already used kind of swear words and stuff. So yeah, it's probably not gonna be rated the most highly in the algorithm system. But I try to swear less. But I feel like that's hiding my true self, because I do swear. Not like a lot, but I do swear. I used to swear a lot more when I was younger because I thought I was cool. But then and then when my younger brother started swearing and I got old, I was like, yeah, it ain't actually cool. It's not cool at all. And this is one of my big disappointments. I couldn't make it an invisible path. I couldn't take away the path, which is super sad, because it's just like a beautiful cobblestone in an absolutely rural area. And I would be leaving it like that. But I think in the future I will like maybe come in and just put like a bunch of green stuff there to hide the cobblestone. Or like it's almost like degrading cobblestone. So yeah. And here I'm just playing around again with the tower. It's gonna look, I think, slightly better, but I still don't think it's gonna be the final form, because I'm gonna come in again and take actually the color of the wood that I will be putting onto the building on top. So yeah, I think it's gonna look better. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on anything. I'm not responsible for anything. Okay? This is all fiction. No one was harmed in the making of this video. I'm not liable if you look at this, get a heart attack, or get shock, trip and hit your head and convulse. I'm not legally liable for that. So yeah, I'm just saying. Here I'm gonna try to take away this metal fence, and I kind of felt really, chuffed with myself with this fencing that I did. I'm not gonna use this one, just by the way, so don't worry. But yeah, I felt kind of impressed with myself with this one, and that's where I started feeling more confident in my building skills as I was going along. Though it did take me a while to get something that I was happy with, but eventually we do get there. And this will also lead to me customizing other rides way more, and to an extent that my computer is like, I don't know about all these objects on this ride. Yeah. So, I would love to be able to do City Skylines 2 for YouTube, but my computer just ain't capable of taking that game, especially how badly optimized it is, and also recording it at the same time. So yeah, maybe in the future when I get the moolah and upgrade the PC, Oh yeah, I'll definitely do City Skylines. I have played it and I have made beautiful tiny towns. That's very detailed and very cool, but yeah, when I get to like close to 30,000, it's really chugging. So yeah, it's quite sad. Oh, another thing that I wanted to add. I'm gonna do like specialized tiny advertisements for our rides. So every time I finish a ride, I want to like make a little advertisement for it, even if it's a flat ride. Or just make it like a small funny advertisement, like advertising the ride, because yeah, I think it's cool. It's more like an homage to like roller coaster ads or theme parks. And we will obviously be doing bigger, better ads for our custom-made roller coasters and very expensive rides. Yeah, but I also in the future gonna use these videos in the park themselves, so to advertise in the park, and also maybe like use the TV screens or something to import our own images for these rides, because the signs in this game is very sad, especially the Norse sign. The Norse text is very small, and I know that text. It's a free text that you can a free font that you can get. That's completely free, and so that's why they use it. But yeah, it just doesn't show up well in game, so I can increase the size of the font in like the pictures I create, like maybe in Photoshop or something, and I think that will just be better. So yeah, here I'm with my fencing, just improving it. I'm like, I'm so chuffed with myself. This looks so good, although not perfect, but it looks good. Okay, looks better than metal bars, especially from far away. Don't look too close, but look from far away. But yeah, I'm just rambling, and hopefully you're enjoying my rambling. And definitely give me topics to talk about during our little convos, or not, if you want me to keep my mouth shut, just show this, or you want me to do like super editing, like edit like a 2-hour video, 3-hour video to like 15 minutes or 30 minutes or something like that, you know. But like I said, you guys should let me know, because I do either. This is for me a bit easier, a bit more work, of course, because I'm not putting the video straight there. I try to cut out a lot of the unnecessary bloat at certain places. But yeah, like you saw, I missed some, how can I put it, some saving areas, but luckily it's over quickly. Just getting those trim corners in. It's not the best looking, but it's better looking than what was there. That was. We have been unburdened by what was the metal fencing of this ride. I don't understand also why I chose probably the most boring ride in the game to start my playthrough with, because I don't know if this is the best way to attract people, but hey, if you're still here listening now, thanks. I really appreciate having you guys here and enjoying hopefully the content and not seething by the mouth and like, no, not like that. Ah! So yeah, we're finally transforming into a true windmillis. A windmill. Here where I am, we have a lot of wind pumps. So yeah. In my language, we call it a windpump. It pulls out water. Yeah. Water pump. Or, yeah. A wind pump, but yeah, just pulling out water, not milling wheat. And no, I am not from the Netherlands. Try again. Yeah, now we're just looking for a nice rooftop. And that he'd be a bit big. That's big for that shaft. Yeah. Excusez-moi. I'm not known to be the most holy of thous. Sometimes my naughty mouth rears its ugly self. Here I'm actually gonna try and I believe I'm gonna try and catch the colors of the shaft parts, the windmill parts. But here I learned quickly that thing doesn't work, or whatever it's supposed to do. It just doesn't work. It doesn't copy, doesn't paste. I don't know what it does. So I'm struggling here for a while, and then I'm gonna eventually use the good and old tried classic copy and paste. But yeah, I actually have to re-click on it the whole time to get back into editing the object. So it was painful. So be thankful, you know? Be thankful I'm doing this for you and me. But mostly for me. I'm like, ew, no. Disgusting. Ew, no. So yeah, I finally take the darker color and essentially make that the main focus of the building. The core building. Now, this little ugly ass rider tendon box needs to go. So we're gonna decorate that little thing up. Takes me a little while to get the right scenery items, but I do get there eventually. It's not perfect, but it hides 90% of that thing. I haven't actually tried putting things on those white gates where the people enter and exit. Maybe eventually I will try and see if, like, with certain rides, if you attach the scenery, it actually moves with the ride. So maybe we can attach things to those doors and it moves with the doors. I highly doubt that. But if it doesn't have that, then there is a quick added update they can do for the game. I don't know if that's going to be hard, because like I said, I don't know how they built the game. But hopefully it's something they can add easily. And that would be cool, because I'm going to be honest, it's not the most nicest thing if you have this beautifully themed ride and then those ultra modern entrance and exit gates rear their ugly heads. Like I said, I'm loving the scaling tool. Just wish we could scale everything. Like the special effects. It will come to haunt me in the future. I'm just saying. To add a little nice pillars. And yeah, no, I can see everything's off skew. So everything's skew. It was the old days, okay? This isn't in the prime of Midgard. This is near the collapse of Midgard. So everything is left in ruin and a little bendy and a little bit ancient, okay? Don't come at me, bro. Don't come at me. Don't worry, I'm gonna straighten that. Yeah, that rider tender needs to watch his toes. Those are deaf. Those are toe enders. Those are I bumped my toe into a new dimension. I think I was trying to be too cute here. This didn't work at all. But I would find a much more simpler, much more easier solution. And just by the way, if you guys say don't change a lot of colors around when it comes to the objects themselves, I'm gonna try and keep this area as close to the normal scenery things as possible. And the further you travel into Midgard, it's gonna have more diversity in colors and woods and so on. I don't know why I think that would work. I said I'm creative. I didn't say I'm good at it. And here's where I noticed, like, oh, the rotating is gonna be a pain. I was like, nah, screw that. I'm not gonna suffer any longer for your pleasure. Let me go find something easy. When my game decides to load the objects, I'm like, oh yeah, the windmill. The one looked like a little house. Roof. So use that. Problem solved. Hell yeah. It's a repurposed windmill. And you know, while commentating and stuff, I had a plan on adding multiple windmills in the future. But yeah, that will come at a later time as we do more landscaping, because we're going to focus on other areas first that's more closer to the entrance that will eventually move. Yeah, I'm essentially going to open the park once we've essentially expended almost all of our money and we have our power, our staff buildings, our trash bins and all that kind of stuff in order. But yeah, I just hope they really improve the AI, because especially the lifeguards are really bad. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a name, and Windmill is definitely a crap name because that's literally what it is. Mill and Wind, oh, please shoot me. I can't spell, by the way. I'm dyslexic. I'm special. Mill and Slide. End me. I do change that eventually. The name that I do choose is not much better, but is what I'm gonna go with, okay? Unless you guys can help me get a cool name. Maybe a Viking-ish name. I was thinking of like searching Old Norwegian or stuff like that, Icelandic, and using those, but yeah, I didn't. Maybe in a future video I'll do that. This is an English park and I want the people to actually understand what's going on, you know. Maybe we can eventually have like one with the English word and one with the Norse, ancient Norse word or whatever. They want it in ruins because I want to be able to read it and make cool non-professional pronunciations of the words and piss off an entire group of people, the entire Scandinavia, or essentially the Nordic countries. Yeah, I just didn't like how the path ended there, so I just wanted to cover it up because it's hurting my eyes. Yeah, so I wanted to make it look like a piece of stone even though it's wood, I guess. And it did eventually fit in perfectly. And I would remember, oh yeah, I can remove that piece of the curb. Yeah, and again I'm frustrated. I'm like, oh, I can't bring this up really higher. It's gonna look weird and people, never mind stumping their toes, they're gonna ruin their knees. So yeah, I remember, oh yeah, I can just do that. Wow, magic. By the way, it doesn't look like stone, it looks like worn wood. I know what I'm talking about. I'm mentally ill. Please call for help. I need help. Okay, here we finally add a beautiful gravel path. Isn't that just stunning? It's it's going on and I'm saving again. Oops. It looks stunning, isn't it? Very beautiful. By the way, I did my saves like an idiot. I made so much more work for myself. But hey, it's just in case you make life harder for yourself, right? Hey, that's the hay or wheat. We'll just pretend it's wheat that they're gonna mow. And that's a little sack full of flour or the grains. We're gonna add some of these guys around the map because I like the look of them, even though they don't match at all. But the kitties will like them. They'd also be like, they could have done something better here. And the kitties be like, this is the best thing in the world. Yeah, that's still like a big danger. Someone's gonna fall down there and I'm gonna have to pay money and get sued. And you know, I don't like the word sue, so I'm gonna cover that up with a very sharp palisade that could impale you. Yeah, so please don't climb it. You will have what did I call them? You will get impaler disease, and I know that's very uncomfortable. Vlad the Impaler, you know. I saved again. Sorry guys, I'll try to cut out the saves in the next video, I promise. I'm on a deadline, but I promise next time I will try to cut them out. Or if you guys really don't mind them, I'll keep them. I'll keep them for you. I promise. Yeah, here we get the signs, and here's why I finally discovered how bad the fonts are in this game, just as in the first game. Just terrible. I'm gonna try all kind of things, it's just not gonna work out. I do eventually go with this sign. Yeah. I felt like putting it there like covered up things it shouldn't, you know. I thought maybe I should use that statue that can hold a sign or something, but I feel like that's too prestigious for a freaking windmill ride, a freaking slide. And it's not even the world's tallest slide. It's the world's most saddest slide that looks like a windmill, which makes it a bit cooler, let's be honest. And yeah, at the end of this creation process, I will be having a before and after, like fades and all that cool stuff, the stuff like City Planner Plays do. And I'm gonna also include the advertisement at the end of the video. So yeah. Oh goodness, million slide. The Nordic one doesn't look too bad there, but you can't see it from a distance, and that's the whole point. I want to see it from a distance. And you're gonna see my absolute disappointment when I use the Norse font on this one. I hope I do move that trash can. Yes, I do. But I'm gonna have trash cans everywhere because these darn people litter like crazy mother truckers. Okay. Am I gonna keep that? No, I'm not. And now you're gonna say I can't spell. Oh, sliding mill. Yeah. I'm like, oh, look at how small it is. I can't even see it. I'm gonna have to choose a non-themed font for my themed place that doesn't match. It doesn't look too bad, I guess, the ribeye. Like I said, I'll probably use like the screens, then have my own images, PNGs or JPEGs or whatever, showcasing the actual ride name and videos of the ride in other places. So yeah. Oh yeah, I saw it's off. It's gonna be off center, and I wanted the mold, the blades of the mold to point at the side we wanted to be visible from, right? to make it look more epic. I think one sad thing I will figure out is I can't actually make the blades bigger. Or can I? Because I am increasing the size of something. I can remember I was looking at it. I noticed the park was open. And I closed it. I told them all to go back. They wasted their time and their money. They're probably going to get refunds though. You have to put in policy, no refund. Once you walk past the gate, no refund. See, much better color for these umbrellas. Love it. Much better than that dusky blue I chose. And you were just admiring our good work. And I was thinking adding another place to like sit. Is this another place that I'm gonna... Yeah. I remember now. I'm gonna make this also like an area where you can like sit. No, it's not this one. Sorry. I'm talking out of my ass. I've got dementia. Amnesia. Some sort of mental... Oh, jeez. I'm just racking up the mental illnesses in this video, aren't I? So don't feel so bad about yourself. By the way, self-diagnosis. Don't do that. Anyway. But I am going to do it just in the area next to it. That one there. Did you see it? Yeah, that. There's what I'm going to add. An extra area for people to sit in, you know? Like I said, I want people to have areas to sit in. Enjoy the nature. Taking the fresh air of the generators. Let's add those trash cans. Here I'm gonna have some frustration with the road tool. I can remember. You see, the snapping. I know you can use like control to unsnap, but I can only have it a certain length, even though I put on maximum length off, you know. And I would later discover there's a tool where I can actually move the path a little bit. But yeah, that's not now. That's later. Much later. Yeah, I didn't like that it turned that entire piece invisible as well. But I'm kind of thinking of like actually removing the entire cobblestone and making it invisible, but that will be a thing for another time because I'm still not sure if I want to do it or not. Or I'm gonna make it an invisible path and then I'm gonna create like my own stone path or wooden path or whatever. But yeah. I'll think about that, you know. Because a gravel path, a road is still a decent road, you know. Just don't walk bare feet on it. That's all. Unless you're one of those people that never wore shoes and your heels can crush diamonds. I used to have feet like that, but then I took an error to... Okay. Anyway. Yeah, let's just do some terrain texturing. Too bad, like with the paths, you can't really manipulate the terrain too much, otherwise people are gonna float around, and that doesn't look really nice. Now does that? Yeah, that was a jump cut. It's just showing off how beautiful everything looks. What we achieved in this video so far. Jump cut. Okay, so I was thinking next thing we can do is decorate the road behind the windmill the same as like the fencing for the mill and slide. Mill sliding for the mill sliding ride. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of a tedious process, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna put on some Viking tunes. I think they're Viking tunes. While I just speak, we listen to Viking tunes and watch me painstakingly do this entire rigmarole here. You can see absolute precision. And remember, this is in double speed. Remember that. Double speed. So yeah, we're just gonna essentially do this for the remainder of like, I don't know, maybe 12. No, I'm just checking, like 7 minutes or something. So yeah, if you want to skip it a little bit, you're welcome, or you can continue listening to my rambles. I won't judge you. I know some people have weird kinks out there. But yeah, it's just irritating, this little pipe in his way. And I didn't want to admit defeat, but I would later see I'll be having to use a lot of the small ones for the curves. It's just what it is. I'll have to suffer once again. But you like my suffering, don't you? You're a horrible person. Like here, I'm gonna actually try it. Let's see if it works out. It's a bold move, they say. He thinks he worked out. Look at that. The pipe. It's looking at us. Yeah. Thought so. Strategy didn't pay off. And now we're stuck with these little tiny things they're gonna have to place everywhere. You know, the weird thing is, it's funny that they don't have like a railing that's like made out of stone. You know, like this. Why don't I have something like that? I don't see why it would be an issue to add it. Come on, guys. Come on, Frontier. Help a bro. A Z-fine a bit there. That's when two textures do the naughty. But yeah, oh my goodness, the move tool. It's gonna be the end of me. This is so frustrating to look at. I'm looking at myself. One day we will finish this pathway, this road. But I mean, like, you see how much you have to go. We're gonna be here for a while, you know. But don't worry, I'm here to suffer with you. I'm gonna suffer it twice. Isn't that the definition of insanity? You can maybe hear the creaking of my chair. My chair be like 1,000 years old, you know, just like my back. No, I'm lying. Actually, I've actually got a nice back, in the sense that it doesn't pain. And I'm sorry for whoever has back pain. But thankfully, thank goodness, thank the creator that I don't have back pain. Only time I have back pain is when I sleep in a really shit bed. But not even necessarily, it has to be a specific kind of bed. I also don't understand why I can't select multiple stuff. I'm trying control and shift, but I have to like drag select to select them. I think there's probably a tool that you can click to multiple select, but okay, anyway, what I was gonna say is, I don't know, certain beds just ruin my back completely, but it's like only for a day or two, then I recover, and I'm like, I would rather sleep on the couch, or maybe even the floor would be better. So yeah, that's the only problem. Sometimes I have problems with my back, but otherwise I would say I'm blessed in that sense. Although we all have our problems, I shouldn't probably get too personal, right? But I really don't care about being personal. Just don't be weirdos, you know. Besides, I'm not that famous though. I don't think someone will be stalking me anytime soon. I'm not that special. I'm not that kind of special fairy. Ah, yes. I'm at the curve. Like, oh no, I have to use the small one. I like using the big ones, if you know what I mean. No, not like that, you freaking freak. Dirty-minded creature. I was literally just talking about the object because it's less work, you know? You people. Yeah, I'm trying to make this as entertaining as possible. I wonder, am I going to do this for the entire playthrough? We'll just have to stay and see. See if I go mad, start spewing a new religion, or create an entire new doctrine, a new ideology or something. Who knows? The future founding religion of the world or ruling dominant ideology coming from Planet Coast 2 Ranter. Yeah, I was thinking on creating like a backway alley or something, just another way to get into the place as not to clog up the road on that side. And I'm gonna add it, but I think I'm gonna drop it. But we'll see when it comes to the traffic of the area, which I feel is gonna be bad in the future, because you guys will see what I mean in future videos. Not that I've actually opened the park yet, so I'm still completely blind to that. I'm gonna try and all the content I have now at the moment to turn that into videos that are watchable. I think this is watchable. You'll have to let me know. But yeah, anyway, I haven't opened yet, but I have changed things around a bit when it comes to the logistics. And I fear it's going to definitely cause traffic, but we'll worry about that when we get there. And as soon as we finish this little bridge area, we're going to stop the Viking tunes. Oh jeez, I think I've got a burp coming. And it disappeared. Is that a good sign? Is that a bad sign? It's an omen. It's an omen. Odin is not impressed with my work. It's sad. He's disappointed in me, and I'll have daddy issues. You see, I'm just spewing a bunch of nonsense. You know, I still try to keep myself like back a bit when it comes to YouTube, because sometimes I think I can say things that are too left out of, field. Yeah, and maybe that might just be what I need to do, be myself, but maybe also not. Actually, be maybe less. Who knows? You see that? You see the frustration? Look at it. It's snapping, and it's not supposed to snap. You can see I want to cry. It's so painful, even to watch. My ears are tearing up. My eyes, it's tearing up. Oh, look at that. It's pain. It's absolute pain. But don't worry. We get over it, and we just accept what we can control. We can't change everything. It is just what it is. But yeah, this is going to be another area that I want to create, like a sitting area, a little nature place for, all the grown adults that do not want to go onto the rides, as I'm repeating myself. We can just have a nice lift. I know, I'm not Belgium. Belgian? Belgium. Yeah, those people. But yeah, I do like their beer. Their beer is fantastic. Just need to be careful, because in my country, the beer says Belgian beer, but wasn't produced in in Belgium. It was produced in my country just of supervision from I don't know who, them, because it tastes like the rest of the other beers when it's produced here. So I really do look for the imported stuff and hope and pray it's not won't cost me my entire savings. But sometimes I can indulge a little bit, just a little bit, and then I'll indulge again in 6 months. Ah, look at my beautiful pink bush that I have created artificially larger. Ah, I'm just a pro at stuff. I always like saying I'm a pro at stuff, and then I fail immediately afterwards. Like my latest playthrough on Look Outside Part 3. Oh, I died so many times. It's just terrible. And I keep on forgetting to save. So yeah, it just seems like it's a problem with me. It's not a problem with the game. Don't hate the game, hate the player. But sometimes you do have to hate the game. Especially in today's climate. Damn, these AAA companies. I'm actually so reveling in their downfall and the rise of indie. Well, indie's been rising for quite a while, but now, like Clair Obscure is doing so well, and it's made by a team of 30 people. Though you can see it's not as polished as maybe like a triple. Can we even say AAA games are polished these days? But yeah, it's doing really well. And I would have liked to play that game for YouTube, but I felt like it's going to take me forever to probably finish a game like that. So I'd rather watch someone else play it. I'll stick to my field of things I know that I'll finish, you know. Yeah, let's get those trash cans. I remember in the first game you can use trash cans as like a blocker to ensure people don't do weird stuff, you know. You know, that also just reminded me of, I can change rocks into benches. I can put a bench underneath the rock. Why didn't I do this? I am special. Okay, in part 4, part 5 maybe even, I'll do that. That's a promise. I'll fix my errors. And I also hate when the stuff snap when they get close to each other. Very infuriating. The people are probably gonna walk through the bushes, but it's okay. We can deal with it. We can change it. Everything is changeable. Nothing is set in stone. In this place, anyway. Like, let's put one. Oh, okay. I was testing if I could put it off-road, and you can. So, yeah. There we go. It's beautiful. And the bugs are gonna crumple through your little toes. Crumple. Yes, the English isn't a language. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. I don't know why I changed the height of those as well, but I did. I shouldn't have, but I did. I shouldn't have, but I did do it though. Oh no, another save. By the way, I cut out a save somewhere while I was doing this voice recording. I saw a save and I was like, yeah, I need to cut that out. And I did, just for you guys. Aren't I just awesome? But apparently I missed that one. By the way, this is not what I meant when I went using the stones for something cool. That's in part 3. You'll have to wait until part 3 to see what I do with the stones. And I'm quite impressed with myself. My computer's not very impressed with me. It's like, more coal. I need more coal. I need more fuel. Yeah, I like the whatchamacallit, the lights that are upside down. I have a sneeze that's building up, and I'm having my finger under my nose, so if I sound weird, I'm sorry. I think you can also do something else to stop it. I think it worked. It still feels weird. But yeah, we're gonna put in some lampposts. I'm not really a fan of these lampposts, but it is what it is, because the brazier and the wall torch is way too big. Yeah, look at that thing. But I could probably scale it down right. But having all those ones with like fire, yeah, I was like, let's make it dark so we can see how the lights actually look. And then I made it light again. I'm special, okay? Just ignore me. Don't take advice from me. Special advice on building a theme park. For I am more noob than you, and I am very humble. You can learn from me, you know? It's good to be humble. No, I'm not joking. I'm the most humble person here. Did you not see me admit my faults? Did you admit your faults? Did you say you're a better builder than me? For shame. For absolute shame. Besides, anyway, moving on. I think I added way too many lampposts. I will fix that in the future, I believe. Okay. I added that. We won't talk about that. Oh, and these lampposts, they're gonna be very interesting very soon. You'll see what I mean. But I'll fix that in the future as well. That's what I do with most things. I'll fix it in the future. Trust me, bro. Trust me. Oh, I did add that one there. They're gonna phase through it. And I didn't put the trash can in front of it. What's wrong with me? Yeah, put all these little lamps everywhere. Getting frustrated by the entire aligning surface thing. Like, screw it! I just want to place them. I do sometimes rotate them as well. I'm a very creative person, like I said. These are definitely things people won't steal. To be fair, they're quite large. But they could probably be in a large canvas bag in. Definitely have to search that. A little bit of lighting. You see, you saw that? I did. I am rotating. I'm a pro. No, I'm humble. It's but what I need to do. It's not that I am special or it's just happened so that I did it. But it doesn't make me special or anything. And you don't have to thank me for it, you know. And then I learned auto rotation is the devil. It's the 8th prime sin. Cardinal sin. That's the word I was looking for. The 8th cardinal sin is the random rotate when it comes to objects that are not rocks. I was like, oh, should I put one here or should I just put one another lamppost? Another lamppost. I've created a little silly quirky ad for our sliding mill ride. It's nothing special because, let's be honest, it's not the most special ride. It's kind of cheap. It's kind of lame. So yeah, nothing too big to expect. But I'll be uploading everything I build onto the Frontier Workshop. Please remember to like and subscribe. I really appreciate the support and enjoy the ad. Cheers.
Whoa.
Whoa.